I love math, math, math. Math can change the world. I love two-factor. I like the box method. Don't miss a Mr. Ing video. I love polynomials.
Over division with a simple problem here, I'm going to put the divisor on the outside of my box. And essentially what we have here is 34. So that's really 30 and then plus 4. So 5 goes into 30 6 times. So 6 times 5 would be 30. So 34 minus 30 would give us a remainder of 4. So we're going to do something very similar. Let's try question number, let's try this example here. Let's draw this out. And the first thing I'm going to do is take the divisor and put it out here. Let's go ahead and do that. X plus 3. Okay, so that divides my box there. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is this first term is going to go here on the top left of our box. Let's go ahead and do that. 4x squared. Let's close this box. Let me get another color really quickly. Do red. Let's do purple. Okay, so the blue, x times the purple will equal the green, 4x squared. So that's going to be 4x. 4x times x equals 4x squared. Okay, now I'm going to do the purple, and I'm going to multiply by this 3. 4x times 3 equals 12x. Okay, now I need to think of 12x plus this in red will equal 6x. Okay, so 12x minus 6x will equal that 6x. So I have to come up with that number. Okay, so now that I have that, let's get, how about orange? Oops, orange. Okay, the orange times x will give me negative 6x. So this will be negative 6. Negative 6 times the 3 will give me negative 18. Okay, so I did a little, my box is too big. You'll stop when you have an integer here. Let's pick a color. Let's try this one. Negative, whoops, did not change. Negative 18 plus something will equal negative 8. And that's going to be a 10. Negative 18 plus 10 equals negative 8. So this on the outside is our remainder. So let's put a bunch of stuff here. This is my quotient, the answer. This is my divisor. And the inside over here is our dividend. Okay, so eventually we're going to have to make an equation here. The dividend is equal to the divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. Okay? Hey guys, let's go over this box method for dividing polynomials. You know, there's a couple of ways of showing division of polynomials, right? You might have something like 2x squared divided by x. Right, that bar is division. How about x going to 2x squared? That is division. You can also show, you know, x times something equals 2x squared. So we're trying to show you that this bar, the division symbol, not a radical, and this box method is all showing dividing. Okay, let's go ahead and try Sorry, it got erased. Let's do this box here. Number one, we're going to draw your box. And the height of the box should only be one more than the degree of the polynomial you're dividing by. So we're dividing by this. You're going to put that on the side over here. This is going to be x plus 1. The length of the will be determined as we solve the problem. Go ahead and draw a few of them so you can add a couple more later. So this is my box here. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to put the divisor to the left. So this is called the divisor. And it's over here on the left. Write the polynomial you're dividing by on the outside. Include zeros, so you might have like x squared minus 1 should be x squared plus 0, x minus 1. Okay, number 3, write the first term in the top left of the inside of the box. So this will always go here. Always, that's your starting piece. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Number 4, highlight a few of the diagonals. So we're gonna highlight diagonals. So we're gonna do something like that. And you might do something like this. Okay, number 5. Let's use a green. Use the terms on the left edge and the filled in box to determine the first term on the top of the box, then fill in the first column. So I recognize that columns you're going to multiply. Columns we will multiply, so we have to think of something up here times the x in pink there to give us 5x squared. Well, that would just be 5x. 5x times x is 5x squared. And then 5x times 1 is 5x. Okay, we just did number 5. Let's go on to number 6. Determine what needs to be put in the box to make the diagonal. Okay, so when we do diagonals, I notice diagonals we add. Diagonals we add. Okay, what do I add? Well, I have this 5x term and I needed to add to something else. And up here, it's going to have to equal that 3x. 5x plus a negative 2x will equal 3x. Okay? And then you repeat it. So again, the 5x minus 2x equals that one. Okay? Now we're going to multiply. So we're going to do columns. Stuff goes on top there. That's going to be a minus 2. Minus 2 times x is negative 2x, and negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Okay. Use the terms on the left edge annually filled in the box to determine the second term on the top box. Now you will fill in the second column, which we just did. Okay. Number 8. Repeat the process until you write a constant on the top of the box. Okay, so this is in blue here. This is called a constant. Constant means no variable. No variable, no letters, okay? So when you get a constant, it's telling you to write an R on the last column. R means a remainder. So let's come up here and you're gonna write an R for remainder. Okay, so negative 2 plus something will equal negative 2. That number is going to be 0. Okay. So, we've learned that you can write it as the dividend, the big thing, which is going to be 5x squared plus 3x minus 2. This is going to equal to what we divided by, which is called the divisor. I guess we can make this one pink. Same thing, pink. Okay, so our divisor is x plus 1 times our answer. Our answer is up here. 5x minus 2. Pay attention now. Your remainder So that would be plus 0 over the divisor, which is going to be x plus 1. Now, the second way, and you may have learned earlier, is right, like r equals 0, but this one is preferred, okay? And if you think about it, you can actually check your answer by just multiplying those two, right? That's why I have the word check down here, check your answer. So that would just be x plus 1, draw a box, and then 5x minus 2. And you realize that we already did the box up here. So basically, division of polynomial is the opposite of multiplying. Okay, in this problem, you do have a gap. Let's count down. Ready, set, go. 3. So we're counting down by the degree, or the exponent. X third, x second, x to the first, x to the 0. Okay, pay attention. You can't just decide to put x back in your life, but it's okay if it was what number? 0. 0 times anything is 0. It would look like this. Okay, let's start with this so far. Now, a common mistake for students is to think, well, Mr. Ng, you just taught me anything times 0 is 0. That is not true here. This is x to the 0 power. Anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. Okay, so essentially this is 1 times -4 is -4. So these little gaps where my finger are, you gotta know they're there. Okay, let's build ours. So I'm gonna write x minus 3 on the side. X minus 3. Okay, class, what goes here? What's your first term? X what? X cubed. So let's put that there. Class, to fill in the first column, we're going to use which math operation? Multiply or add? Everyone say multiply. Let's multiply. Well, I have to think x times something equals x to the 3rd power. So class, what is that? X to the 2nd power. Why? X times x squared is x to the 3rd. Okay, now that I have that, I can finish this. -3 times x squared is -3x squared. Okay. Now, let's do our diagonal. We need to think of something. -3x squared plus something equals -2x squared. Class, what are we going to put here? Yeah, positive 1x squared. -3 plus 1 equals -2. Okay, with this puzzle piece now, we need to think of something that goes on the top. Class, x times something equals 1x squared, or just x squared. Let's run to x. X times -3. Let's make some more boxes. You see why I have to put the 0 there? Partner A tell partner B what number goes in here. Ready, set, go. Remember, if you add them, it equals this. Green chairs, what goes there? Positive 3x. -3x plus 3x equals 0. Okay. All right. Red chairs. X times what? 3. Red chairs. 3 times negative 3. Negative 9. Okay. Once you get your constant or the number, that means the last one we have to write what? R. In class, what does R stand for? The remainder. Partner B tell partner A, what are you going to put in there and why? Ready, set, go. Class, we're going to say on the count of 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 5. Negative 9 plus 5 equals negative 4. Okay. Okay, let's write out a big answer now. This is the mustard yellow. I didn't really leave a lot of space for it. So x to the third minus 2x squared. Now here, you're not going to really write the placeholders. You can just put minus 4. X minus 3. X squared plus x plus 3. Pay attention. Your remainder is what? Positive or negative? Positive. Now we're going to make a fraction. Tell your partner what goes in the fraction. Where is it? Is that 2, right?
Yes.
So what goes up here? 5 and what? X minus 3. All right, for question number 3, Francisco, what'd you write here in the blank? 0x squared. Raise your hand if you got that. Okay, I'm not going to leave a big space for you. You have to go through. Do I have a cubic? Do I have a quadratic? Do I have a linear? Do I have a constant? Can I count down? 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. Leanna, what am I going to write on the left side? Yes. There you go. Riz, how do I start doing the box method of division? Yeah. Danica, someone just walked into class late and doesn't know how to do it from here. What do you do? What math operation should we start with? Okay, what are you going to multiply? Good. Those multiply. Alan, what'd you write here? Alan, 3x squared times negative 1. Marley, help. Good. Phoenix, negative 3x squared plus something equals 0x squared. Would you write? 3x squared. Joseph, what'd you put here on the top? Kimberly, 3x times x. Correct. Kimberly, 3x times -1. Erica, what'd you write up here? Mm-hmm.
8x.
So -3 plus 8 equals -5?
8. Wait. Oh, I had a positive on here. Sorry.
So what are you going to do now?
Negative 2x.
-2x. -3 plus -2 or -3 minus 2 is -5. -5x. Hold on. Isaac, what are you going to write up here? We're trying to think of x times something to multiply to be -2x. -2. Christian, -2 times -1? Yeah. Negative times a negative. No, there's no x.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah, just 2. Isaac N. What is your remainder? 8? Let's see. 2 plus 8 is 10. Nice. Let's write it out. Big one. Divisor times the answer. Geraldine, how do you write the remainder as a fraction? Good. Okay, example number 4 talks about a rectangular prism. A rectangular prism, let's do some art lessons over here. You just draw a square. And then I want you to draw the same exact size square. So for me, I'm just going to duplicate this. And you can move it anywhere you want. And then what you're going to do is you're going to connect the vertices. The vertices are just the corners. So top corner to top corner. Bottom corner, bottom left. And the bottom right. And then the parts that are see-through, you kind of just come back and do it again. Make it more bold. See-through ones, you don't really touch those. Okay, so the big idea here is that a rectangular prism, if you filled it up with water, would be volume. Okay, so volume is equal to length times width times height. And it's telling us that the volume, V, is this. Volume equals 8x cubed plus 14x squared plus x minus 2. And now it's telling me the height. So the height is 2x plus 1. Okay, so the question is, how do you get length times width? Well, it says now, we keep reading the directions, find the area of the base. So the area of the base, let's use, whoops, I missed it, green. The area of the base, which is, is going to be this, length times width. That's what we're trying to find out here. I want to solve for the green. Well, how do you solve for the green? Well, you have multiplication here, so you can just divide both sides by 2x plus 1. These will cancel, and then we can just do this problem using the box. Okay, so I'm going to write 2x plus 1 on the side here. And then I'm going to write the orange. Remember the first term, that's our starting piece, will always go on the top left here. Okay? And we're going to do what we've just been doing. we're going to fill at the top there. So by multiplying as a column, let's write that. So a column, it just basically means you go up and down, right? Houses are supported by columns. And then diagonal, I want you to add. So I have to think of 2x times something up here will equal 8x. So that'd be 4x squared. And then I can multiply the 4x squared times the 1 will give me the 4x squared. Okay, so now I want us to recognize that whoa, that's really big. Let's not do that, too big. Okay, these in diagonal is going to equal the 4x squared portion up here. Okay, so basically what I need is 4x squared, try pencil, 4x squared plus something will equal 14x squared. And that will have to be 10x squared, right? 4 plus 10 equals 14. So I'm going to put a 10x squared down here. Okay, then we're just going to do what we did for the columns. So I'm going to do 5x and a 1, so then you multiply, you get 5x. Okay, let's try this again. Diagonal. You're going to go up there to the to the x's. So you have just 1x right here. Let's write that. That's a 1x. Okay, so that means 5x plus something. Let's write over here. 5x plus something equals 1x. So that would have to be a negative 4x. 5x minus 4x equals a 1x. And then we can just come up and multiply. So I'm thinking about minus 2. And then this one's minus 2. And then once you have the remainder, you can write the r for the remainder right there. Once you have a constant. So once you get the constant right here, then you're going to write an r right here. Okay, you can expand yours if you want. You're going to get one more box right there, and then same thing. These two will equal the constant of minus 2, so that number is going to have to be a 0. Okay, and then I can just write my dividend. That's the big thing. I should do an orange. Eight x cubed plus 14x squared. I had no gaps there. We're going to take our divisor, which was in white there, or dark blue was the height. Maybe I should just do that, dark blue. So 2x plus 1 times let's do it in green, the length times the width. Right, that was what we were trying to solve for. Well, the answer for that is right here, which is 4x squared plus 5x minus 2 plus 0 over 2x plus 1. And we don't have to write that 0. So there is the dividend equals to the divisor times the quotient plus the remainder. See you guys. Bye. Yeah, we're going to write 3x minus 2 over there on the left side. (3x minus 2). Okay. Put your finger on the part that we're going to use next. Look at your partner's paper. You should write that one here. 6x to the third should go on the inside, and this is our starting point. Partner B, tell partner A, what do you write on the top? And the other person explain what do you put in the bottom there.
I wrote 2x, 2 as the third, and the bottom I wrote negative 4x.
Class, what did you write here on the top? 2 x squared. Class, are we adding or are we multiplying? Multiplying. 2 times 3 is 6. X times x squared is x to the third. Okay? Zaira, -2 times 2 is what? Good. Partner A, tell partner B what goes in that pink spot and why. Just tell what goes in there. Okay, we needed to add up to 11x squared, so -4 x squared plus something equals 11. 17 minus 4 is equal 11. 15x squared. -4x squared plus 15x squared equals 11x squared. Partner A, tell partner B, how do you fill out that column? Ready, set, go. How do you fill out the column?
Find what the times what is expected. Check out the file.
Monte, what goes on the top? What is it? You said 11? Remember, we have to multiply to get to this. So 3 times something equals 15. So we're multiplying. Everyone talk to your partner. We need to multiply something times 3x to get 15x squared. Remember, we multiply first, then we add. Monte, what were we going to put here? Yeah, 5x. Adelie, 3x times 5x is what? It's correct. Let's multiply. Brian, 5x times -2. -10x. Partner B, tell partner A, what goes into the orange one now? Generally, what goes there? -21x. -21x minus 10x is -31x. Partner B, tell partner A, how do you fill out the column now? Ready, set, go. Tell them which math operations you're using. Dylan, what goes here? Dylan, what goes on the top here? Seven. Dylan, multiply. -7. Dylan, multiply. Yeah, -21x. Kimberly, multiply. Partner A, tell partner B, what do you do next to finish the problem? Kayla, what do you write here on the top? And then what do you write here? Plus 1. Okay, let's write out the answer. So if you're answering the question simply, if you just divided these two, the answer is what color? If this is the original problem, the answer is what color, class? Is green. Okay, but I'm showing you checking the answer and kind of, you're going to be multiplying later this week. Here's the original, mustard yellow. So we're going to have 6x to the third plus 11x squared minus 31x plus 15 equals 3x minus 2. And then the green is our answer, 2x squared plus 5x minus 7. Make sure your partner has a fraction. Tell your partner what the fraction is.
3.
Ricardo, what's the fraction? Yes. So plus 1, because it's a positive one. And what goes on the bottom?
Next
3x minus 2.
Mr. Ing's class, we will greatly succeed. Intelligence we will breed and never ever cheat. And don't forget to show your work. Cause when you get that 4.0, you'll have a huge smirk.